go. YouTube's starting up. I can't get this one talking yet. Both. Hey, YouTube. How you doing? I am on time. That is unheard of. Crazy, crazy day. Look outside quick. Pigs might be flying. Have to be freezing over. No, it's too hot for that, but still. How we doing, guys? All right. Camera angles, but okay. Here we go. Hi. Busy week again. I'll let some people get caught up here before I start really talking and say hi to folks. They're checking in. Hey, Faith. Hi, Patty. Well, I know. I'm exactly on time. So, there we go. Hey, Erin. April. Okay. This is fun. I'll put this over like this. Okay. So, that angle that is though, too. How's that? Okay. I probably get some weird angles when I'm looking down. When I'm looking down to read the cards and such. I will in a couple weeks be upgrading it's on the schedule, the bandwidth here at the building. So it's going to go as high as it can possibly go. We shouldn't have any more dropped videos. I'm going to hope we get through tonight's okay. So it's always a challenge, I guess, but let's see if we can. Hi, Tiana. Hello. So I know people are watching on YouTube because you guys tell me you are. If you wanted to at least give it a like, I'd appreciate that. All right. Hey, Anne. I'm going to shuffle cards while we're waiting. Ready to read. I'm going to shorten these up a little bit if I don't have better luck at getting all the way through without the video dropping. Maybe. Could be. So, of course, a lot of people watch this on Saturday and even Sunday morning. It's a little late for a lot of people. Sometimes a little late for me. Hi there. Love and light to you. Thank you. All right. Hi, Claire. Huh? Welcome. Glad you're here. Welcome. So what we usually do is we talk a little bit about what's going on at the shop, what's going on astrologically, anything energetically that's weighing in on the readings. And then I do Tarotscopes. I read the tarot for the 12 zodiac signs. I always say the same thing over and over again. Sorry, I'm saying it yet again. Obviously, not every Leo is going through a tough marriage time. Obviously, not every, Aquarius is having job problems. But if it's weighing on your mind, there could be someone in your life that is actually applicable to. And that's not lame. That actually happens all the time in readings when I'll be reading somebody and they're like, well, that's exactly what my daughter's going through. And I said, what were you thinking when you were sitting down and I told you to focus while I was shuffling cards? My daughter, So it could be something very relevant to a friend or someone close to you. And if it's not, it was entertaining at least. But I do get a lot of input that the readings are relative and are germane to people's real life circumstances. So I do hope that that's helpful. Oh, wait, Erin, you're here. You're on both sides. Well, there you go. Double dipping. My dogs are playing because, of course, this is the time of night, right when I'm doing a video that they want to start fighting over the one bed that they both want. Hey, Gail. Krista, how are you? How you feeling, hon? So fitting out now, let's talk about tarot reading. So I do a 6-card spread, and it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's a triangle, it's a pyramid. Top card is the situation. The next 2 cards are the relevant, because I'm listening to these dogs fight now, I can't focus. Stop, guys. Relevant aspects of what's going on. And then the last 3 cards are the short-term outcome. These are short-term readings, they're not long-term readings. Ah. Oh my God, Noah, come on up and say hi. Want to come say hi? Come on. Oh, you do. Can you say hi? Can you say hi? Pretty good. This is Noah the Basset Hound. Huh? What are you doing? Oh my God. Okay. Can you say hello? Can you say hi? Can you get up overnight? No. All right. Anyway, so let's talk about the week. We have a new moon on Sunday in Leo. Mercury is playing a bit of a role, but it shouldn't be anything harsh. If anything, it should be a nice light-hearted new moon. Hi, Nicoletta. A nice light-hearted Allison. New moon. New moon energy is very strong energy. It is horses out of the gate energy. If you've ever watched a horse race, when the horses are lined up at the gate and they're champing at the bit, they're like, they're bucking and they're fighting. They can't wait to get out of those chutes. And then they lift the gate and the horses take off. That's new moon energy. It's not the same as full moon energy. And new moons are great moons to start projects, start diet, start business, start any endeavor, any relationship, any move you want to make. That's new moon stuff. Okay. So, and this new moon in Leo is really geared for success. Business, certainly. Leo loves success. And Leo loves to lead. Leo loves to teach. Mars in Virgo is playing a part in this, but Mars in Virgo is interesting. We talk a little bit about Mars energy. That's our passion. That's our fire. That's how we get things done. How we direct our energy. And in Virgo, Mars wants to be helpful. It's very aggressive in Aries. Can be a little passive aggressive in Cancer. We can go down the whole list here. But in Virgo, Mars is helpful energy. So this weekend, look to people possibly helping you. It's a good energy. If you need help with a project, this is a great time to ask. You're probably going to get a yes. Now, the other unfortunate aspect of Mars in Virgo is Mars loves a project. And as the spouses and partners and maybe the kids of Virgo will find it, is that they're often their project is you, so they're going to fix you, work on you. And that is why so many Virgos are, personally, I know this, they're personal trainers, they nutritionists, a lot of nurses. When I tell you 80%, and I'm not lying, of the nurses that come in, Virgo, right? Virgo moon. I mean, it's they love to be in service. They love to help. It's something they share with their counterpart, their exact opposite, which is Pisces. And the only difference between Pisces, could you guys stop? Is that Pisces is much more scattered in their energy, burn the water kind of thing, just kind of cast it out there. Virgo is planful. Virgo is the anal Annie of the zodiac. I mean, so they make a laundry list of how they're going to help, and then they're going to make that list for you. They're not going to do the work for you usually. Pisces can be a little bit of a commiserator, unfortunately, until they learn to stop that nonsense. You're a Pisces, so am I. March 5th. Balls. I'm sorry, Sue-Ann. So I do want to talk really quickly. This week was BS in a lot of ways. It came up again in the shop. I had a young person talking. Actually, there's a lot of young people in the shop. A lot of young people. And I say young, I mean 17 to 26, 27. And they're getting so much information off TikTok. And I do love TikTok. I do love Instagram. I sell so much stuff because of them. I mean, they do something on hematite rings and bam, I mean, I am sold out. Carnelian stones out. Whatever they talk about, the next day I am whoosh out the door. Pretty fantastic. I say bravo. Love you. Unfortunately, some of the false information I'm not so thrilled with. And we were talking a little bit about today about empathy, my my soapbox subject. I often get on my soapbox with that one when people come in. They're empaths. They're super empaths. I'm like, ooh, where's your cape? It's a big S and E on your chest. You're super empath. Not your average empath. Nope. You take on everybody's problems. That's great. And the truth is, and I've written about this in my newsletter, is that they're not your problems to take on. Feeling someone's pain, feeling someone's misery, tapping into that for a brief moment, like when your friend is sitting next to you and you're like, hey, you okay? And they're like, yeah, I'm fine. You're like, no, you're not. No, you're upset about something. Oh, it's about this again. That's fine. That's an acceptable use of empathy. Tapping into someone's energy for that second. I do it in readings all the time. But I say I tap. The analogy I always give is cooking spaghetti. When you're cooking spaghetti, when it's almost done or done, do you test the spaghetti by plunging your hand in the pot, grabbing a chunk of spaghetti in the boiling water to see? No. You take a fork and you tease out one little piece of spaghetti, you blow on it and you touch it, right? That's how you test spaghetti. I hope. I hope you don't put your hands in boiling water. Well, it's the same thing. You don't plunge yourself in the emotions of other people. You just tap that energy briefly, protecting your heart chakra. It's not your energy. It's invasive and it's wrong. It's like going through someone's phone or their wallet. It's not your energy. It's not yours to take. And we talked today also about karma and people's personal responsibility to let other people live their karma. The story I told was a story about a young man that I knew well, great kid, great guy, had been an addict, got to know his mother, got to know him, got cleaned up, great kid. I mean, one of these that was a football star and a wonderful kid that it was one time, tried it one time, and it was like a baby in candy. Because he said that was it. It was like all my insecurities, all the things it all melted away, and I just could not get enough. And he went full-blown addict very quickly, living in a tent in the backyard. I mean, he told me the stories. Cleaned up, and like many addicts who recover, like many alcoholics who recover, they're going to go into therapy, and like 6 weeks after their recovery, they're going to, lead everybody else out of recovery. That's a whole other set of problems and circumstances where you're not ready to do that until you get some training and you're on your sober road for a little longer. But that's what everybody's going to do. As soon as they find that they get their way out of the tunnel and they're on their end of the tunnel, they're going to help everybody else get out of the tunnel. And they got to get out of the tunnel on their own. You've got to want to get out of the tunnel. But he was telling me the story how he came in the shop very agitated and said, you're not going to believe what happened. He goes, you know how I bring food to the people under the bridge and I said, yeah, you like to help people. I know you do. He also was a Pisces, by the way. And he said, yeah. He goes, there was this couple, it was really getting cold out last night. And I was like, listen, don't sit in your tent. It's freezing. You can spend the night in my car and at least, be warm and be safe, and not in a tent on the cold ground. He goes, Laura, I go back, check on my car. They stripped my car. Like they took everything out of the glove compartment. They took my radio. I mean, look what they did. I'm like, wow. I said, and I gotta ask you, honey. I said, did they ask to let you use the car to sleep in? He's like, hey, you know what? People don't have to ask me. I help people. When I see them in need, I'm there to help. I'm like, yes, you are. I said, and what did they do with those things they stripped out of your car? What do you think they did with your radio and your iPod and all the stuff they took? And he's like, oh my God. He goes, they just brought it to the pawn shop. And I said, yeah. He goes, now I said, here's the deal. It was a freezing cold night. It was probably a miserable cold night. And maybe, just maybe, that would have been the breaking point for them, that they would have realized the way you did, when you finally hit that point where this is ridiculous, living in a tent behind my parents' house. And, this is crazy. And you get your way back from that. Maybe that would have been the night they would have gone into a shelter or gone into rehab and gotten some real help. But, that handout that you're trying to exchange is just, is just enabling. And we have to recognize when we're enabling. We have to recognize when we're not helping our kids grow. Sometimes we have to have painful experiences. It sucks. It sucks to watch your kids suffer. But what really sucks is when you've got an 18, 19, 20-year-old who's effectively a child. We're not raising children, we're raising adults, hopefully. They should be self-sufficient at 18. And that's not just my opinion. I mean, that's how it is. Your kid go into the military. We're going to talk about that in a second too. If your kid's ready to go into the military, when the government says, hey, guess what, we could draft your ass, then you better hope you raise a kid who can be self-sufficient and stand on their moral grounds and know themselves and their limits and their capabilities, because they're going to find out the hard way then if you don't. So long talk about that stuff. Long talk about what's going on with, oh God, Instagram and TikTok and some of it, the cultural misappropriation that came up. I have wooden bracelets. Some of them are engraved, Kuan Yin and Mala bracelets. And it was close enough to where I was standing there. And I usually don't engage in any conversations. If I see someone coming in the shop and someone's teaching, I don't just nothing. I say nothing, even if I don't agree with what they're saying. That's the student teacher privilege, and that's how you're teaching your students. That's fine. People do bring people in to teach them, whether it's pendulum or stones or what have you. So, and again, I'm just grateful they're there. I'm grateful they came to my shop to do that. But in this case, it was someone talking to another young person and saying, "Oh, these bracelets, this is a cultural misappropriation." And I said, "Hold on, I got to stop you there, honey. I'm right here, and I heard you." I said, "Please, I'm not angry, but let me explain something." I said, "That company is Namubaru. Okay, the owners of that company, in fact, are of that culture. And I assure you, they want you to buy those bracelets, okay? That's their business. That's how they're feeding their family, okay? It's not cultural misappropriation if the person making the bracelet and making the money from the bracelet is of the culture. Just like I have Kelly Two Wolves, who makes my dream catchers of the Lakota tradition, or Dawa Sherpa, my Nepalese Buddhist dealer, who is from Nepal. He's a Nepalese American, but he buys from Nepal. The people making my products, my singing bowls, my statuary, are in fact Buddhists. That's not cultural misappropriation. And no, white sage grows wild in North America. It's indigenous to North America. There is no white sage shortage. It is not an endangered species. It is okay. And I know many, many, many Native American people of various traditions. I can assure you, not one of them has said to me, "Hey, Laura, that smudging stuff, no, that's not for you, white girl. No, that's never happened." In fact, any enlightened spiritualist at this point in our world's evolution and these dire circumstances we're in right now is being very clear. Play those singing bowls, play those African drums, smudge, cleanse, raise the energy, chant, meditate, do what you can do, lift the energy. It is dire times right now. And let's delve into a little bit of that too, because why not? Well, we're all feeling it. I shared nightmares I was having. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm not looking at comments either. I'm so sorry. Hi, Leslie. Hi, Sean. Hello, Sean. Yeah. Hey, Rosemary. Okay. Now I'm looking at Timothy. Grows like a weed. Yeah, white sage grows. A lot of nightmares, a lot of bad dreams, a lot of bad energy. So what's going on in the bigger world? Well, if you're following the news at all, and at the very least, if you don't want to watch national news, then read science news. Okay, please do that. Please keep yourself appraised of what's going on globally, ecologically. Okay. And I do have a stammer myself, so if I ever seem like I'm catching myself on words, it's because I'm trying not to. When I start racing and talking really fast, I don't. I have a stammer, and it's not what I want to do on videos. So, hey Sandy, how are ya? Okay. So anyway, Ecologically, scientists seem to agree that we are at that tipping point, or we've actually crossed it. Methane gas being released in the Siberian wilderness there in Russia. We have glaciers melting, releasing bacteria that we have not seen or have any sort of immunity to for 30,000 years or 30 million years or whatever crazy number it is. The currents of the oceans are changing and shifting. When I started following this, and I'm a rabid environmentalist, rabid, they had said originally it was 2060. We had till 2060 to worry about the oceans rising. Then it was 2050, 2040, 2033. Well, we're here now at 2021, and it's dire, guys. It's dire, bad stuff. And Fukushima is still dumping billions of gallons of radioactive, water into the Pacific. When you look at pictures from space, we're watching melting ice caps, we're watching continents shift and change, we're watching water patterns change. Those patterns alter the cold that we experience, the winters we experience, the ocean rise. And anyone who has any doubt that this is true, please just Google Greenwich, Connecticut water rise study. It was about 8 or 10 years ago that Greenwich, Connecticut spent millions of dollars on studies just to see how far and how fast the waters were going to come up on that Gold Coast that we have and threaten those McMansions, well, not McMansions, they are just mansions built on the coast there in Greenwich. Okay? And that was then. So if they were investing millions in the study, you have to think there might be something to it then, right? Okay. In addition to that, I do try to keep out of politics. It is increasingly hard to talk about environmental issues and nightmares and feelings and stress and why do we feel this way and not look at the politics globally. At the very least, we have Taiwan and China and Japan. Japan and China are ancient enemies. This goes back centuries. And Taiwan is right there. China has told them, you interfere, we will wipe you off the face of the globe. That just happened like over this past week. Now we just today or yesterday announced the sale of $750 million worth of weaponry to Taiwan, our country. And to be fair, back in November, Donald Trump also sold Taiwan weapons. I'm not trying to be, we are, and China has responded, and I'm on a Facebook ban, so I can't post this stuff for you. You have to look it up. I'm sending it messages to people I know as much as I can, but China's been really clear that it's not going to be tolerated. They do not want to be interfered with. They're taking Taiwan. Russia has told us, leave Cuba alone, don't interfere with Cuba. And here we are, and Cuba's right off our coast, obviously. And so, I also read people all over the world. I read people literally all over the world at this point. If I'm wondering what's going on in Israel with the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, I just call up my friend Carol Eisenberg, who lives on a kibbutz, and I say, hey, Carol, what's going on there? What am I seeing here on the news? What's really not happening, or what is really happening? We're not getting anything close to the truth in the news. Just be aware. So I'm saying, watch science news. It used to be you could watch the BBC. It used to be you could watch TV Al Jazeera and get something close to the truth globally. And you just can't. You can't go on YouTube and watch it live. Watch as it's happening. When Sweden didn't comply with the rest of the world in the COVID and didn't go on lockdown and didn't destroy their business and didn't close their schools, and everyone said, "Oh, they're all going to be dead soon." Sweden, that's what you're going to get. I just called my friend Sharon Fuentes, who lives in Sweden. She's a doctor. And I say, Sharon, y'all dead yet over there or what? And she's like, no, we're not dead. We're just socially isolating ourselves as we do here. And we're going about our life. And so they did. And of all the countries in the world, they didn't crash their economy. They didn't destroy their kids' education. They just didn't. Like it, don't like it. Still the truth, right? Truth's the truth, whether you like it or not. Where am I going with this? Where am I going with this is, I read Wall Street bankers. I read police officers, firefighters. I read people, again, all over the world. Saudi Arabia, Australia, New Zealand, all over Europe. Military people. The only who doesn't come to my shop, it's funny, I was just thinking about this when I was thinking about this talking today, is I very rarely, I think I've ever read, that's great, that's great. I don't think I've ever read an attorney. I don't think I've ever had an attorney have me read them. And I think maybe I so dislike them. I so utterly dislike attorneys that they're in my readings. There are people in the world. I think maybe I just put something out there that they just don't come in. I can think of a handful that I know that I like, that do pro bono work, that are very big on women's rights and help. They're great. And I think there's 5 of them. But the rest, I just have no respect, no love, no. I think it's a dirty, dirty business. I think it's no big surprise that almost every member of our Congress is an attorney. Not a scientist, not a physicist, not a environmentalist, but they're all attorneys. They know nothing about the military. They haven't served. Um, Jesus Christ, it's insane when you look at what our Congress is made up of. And what they're in charge of, and what they know nothing about. So there's that. But I can tell you, I'm trying to, I don't, it's not fair to sit there and say names. I can't give them names. I can't do anything to give anybody away. And I'm not going to, and then we always see a conspiracy. Oh my God, I know a guy who knows a guy. And it's not that. No, I know someone, I read someone who is part of this. But we are dangerously close to what seems to be an inevitable confrontation or war. And I've been told we're just going to wake up and find out that we're at war. It's not going to be, there's no warning. And at this point, the military is pretty much operating independent of our government. That actually reassures me to some extent, that they don't know how the military runs. It'll be a war fought unlike any war we've ever fought. And when I say this, remember, please, guys, I've got 2 sons who are of age. So this isn't a happy face. This isn't me saying, "Ooh, yay." No, this is me being really upset and trying to be cool and weighing my words carefully to not. There's a responsibility that comes with making prophetic remarks or sharing things, and you're not supposed to scare people, but you're also know where you. The list again. I'm sorry, no, I'm really jumping, but know where your kids are. Know where your kids are. If your cell phones were to go off for whatever reason, and they will take down the grid, and that's all of our communications, do your kids know where to go? If their phone stopped working and there was an emergency, do you have a place? And then do you have a secondary place if roads are blocked or they can't get through? Keep gas in your car. Keep your tank halfway or full, please. Have extra water. Don't hoard, but have some extra canned goods. Have extra, canned vegetables, which, as it turns out, are actually healthier for you than fresh, unless you're growing them yourself. They're actually fresher in the can or frozen than they are if you buy mine. And this is someone who used to make her own baby food, and found out that those fresh veggies that you buy that have been sitting there for 4, 5, 6 days have less nutrients than the ones in the cans or the frozen ones that went right from the field into the processor. So there you go. So just have some extra food, and have a plan. Know where your family's going to go. Know where it's safe. Know where you're all going to meet. And what I'm hearing in my readings, so bringing it forward into what the readings are about, more and more, families that are finding ways to get together, parents moving in with, adult children moving in with their parents into the family homes. A lot of renovation work going on to build on extra, rooms over garages. A lot of that this week. That was the topic, and all I said was, that needs to be done sooner than later. Move it forward. Looks like you're talking about it. now start doing it. Get it going. Now the houses are still selling. That market's about to crash, by the way. It's not going to last forever. You want to sell your place, sell it now. Sell it soon. It's not going to stay tight. It's not going to stay like this for a lot longer. It's just not. The market's going to die. It's going to die fast. All these things are going to happen very quickly. All right. So the readings, a lot of relationship stuff, a lot of people not keeping promises, a lot of people not doing what they're supposed to be doing, whether it's, and also at work. When I say relationship, I mean work, friendships, just people just not coming through, not that different from last week. And I hate this time of year because it's when I get all the 16, 17, 18-year-olds, all the girls who are dating boys going off to college, and the inevitable breakups that happen, and it's just awful. A lot of weepy 17, 18. Yeah, it sucks. It sucks to be me. No one should feel good about me right now as I'm sitting there with, and usually it's someone's mom going, well, tell her he still loves her. Tell her that, like, he wants to be an 18-year-old boy in college. He doesn't want to have a girlfriend. I mean, he's doing you a favor. Find someone to go to prom with and find someone to date because he's away, and it's not many couples that can sustain that, especially when you're teenagers. But it's a lot of that same reading over and over, and also a lot of young people who are absolutely lost, no idea what to do in terms of choosing a major, and the pressure's on these kids in their sophomore year are worked up about, what they're going to do in terms of their major, their education. Even though they have the first 2 years of college, they can be undecided on I forget, undeclared. Hey, you. So, and the tarot cards cannot tell you what you should be when you grow up. But your natal chart, guys, your natal chart can. The natal chart can point to your talents, your aptitudes, your talents, the second house, the sixth house, the 10th house. Money earned, everyday work life, professional success. Those houses are clear indicators on where you'll find success. And very often, and I've done hundreds of charts, looked at so many, people who are happiest in their career are living into those houses. That 10th house of professional success that usually doesn't weigh in until you're 40. But if they are in that area of expertise, and there's usually more than one thing, those are usually people who are happiest in their careers. They're enjoying that time. Unfortunately, we have a lot of young people who are being forced into medical careers, nursing, that I have parents that, they won't pay for it unless they go. They won't pay for anything other than a nursing or a medical career. It sucks. I can tell you, again, having done thousands of readings, I read between like 10 and 30 a day. But nurses and teachers are born, not made. The teachers that are happy teaching when they were in third grade, they knew. They were playing school, they were the teachers. They had all their stuffed animals lined up, and they were, with their Barbies or whatever, and they were teaching school. Nurses, you ask a nurse, a happy nurse, they knew from the time they were little that they wanted to go into medicine, that they knew they wanted to be nurses or PAs or whatever. So you can't make that. Either you have it in you or you don't. There isn't enough money on the planet for me to do that work. I wouldn't be a nurse. I give you guys the highest regard. And I'm angry for you. I'm angry for you guys for being forced to take an injection that many of you don't want, that you know isn't safe, or that isn't safe. It's an experiment. And, when you were frontline heroes last year, working without enough PPE and sitting there and right there in the middle of COVID Central, and everyone was cheering you on because you were the best, and you were. And now, if you don't take the shot, you lose your job. And if you don't want the shot, that's too bad because you're selfish for not getting it. Believe me, guys, I don't know what to say because I can't affect that change, but it does suck to be you right now. I have enough PAs, surgeons, and nurses. They're just adamantly. I've got some that have immune issues. I have some that have heart issues. They're afraid to take that shot, and they're seeing the side effects, and they're not talking about it. Tiffany, I'm sorry. I'm looking at your comment. And thank you for my Orlando. But it's true. It's true. They're not talking about the people going into kidney failure. They're not talking, and I'm hearing it again. I read all over the country. I'm hearing about the hospitals that have got people who are having very real side effects. Get the shot. My daughter Devin got the shot. She likes to travel. She does have to travel. She's and you got the vaccine. Exactly, Mary. And this is not about not getting or getting it. It's the fact of being forced to get it or lose your job when everyone was singing your praises a year ago, when you were working in the middle of it, in the heart of it. It just doesn't seem fair to me. Doesn't seem fair. Hey, Barb. And of course, no one is talking about the deaths. And I talk about it. The deaths in New York, Rhode Island, Connecticut, and New Jersey are governors that put sick seniors back in the nursing homes. And that's, I think, accounts for 70% of the deaths. Yep. Yeah. So, I mean, and I'm not here to debate the vaccine. I'm not. I've told you I got the MMR booster. The MMR booster, if you're wondering, look up MMR booster and COVID and make your own decisions on that. Originally, they were going to give nurses and doctors the MMR booster. You need it after 40. It does offer protection. If you get it, you get a milder case. Everyone's got to make their own call on this one until they make it mandatory, or we don't get to make our own call. That's the issue. Okay. If it was that great, they shouldn't pay you $100 to take it. They shouldn't have to pay you off to get it. So that's what's going on in the shop. That's what I'm hearing. That's the news. It is exhausting. And again, in terms of the environmental crises, that just the news just gets worse every day. And I still urge you, even with that, please, please don't play it dumb. Just go on Science News and follow the science of the environment. Hey, Stacy. I'm sorry, I'm looking at people's comments here. Yeah, the MMR, I got the MMR like a month ago, and just not even a red mark, nothing. It was, went to CVS, got it, it's free. Went one in, got it. College kids have to get it to go to college. That's our kids are safe because they get it as their childhood vaccines. For the record, my kids are all vaccinated, not an anti-vaxxer. I'm suspicious of this vaccine. And it's, we'll see. Again, and I'm not denying there's a virus. Maybe if they would be a little more transparent about where it came from. And maybe if, yeah, that would be nice, right? It could be a little more transparent about where and how it was made. And maybe if it was approved by the FDA. But it's not. It's still an experiment. You shouldn't be mandated or forced to take an experimental drug. It's not even, it's just not right. So I'm shuffling cards. Let's throw cards. Okay. And by the way, I think I just answered the question. Hey, Laura, why do you keep getting banned on Facebook? Yeah. Actually, at this point, they're digging up old cartoons. I got banned for a Muppet cartoon that I put out back in, I think it was 2020. It was a Muppet cartoon, that Kermit the Frog. And then they decided it was inappropriate, and it wasn't. Somebody else I know got banned for a recipe they shared from 3 years earlier that they got from Facebook that they said was inappropriate. Again, there was nothing in the recipe that was inappropriate. Okay. And we could, I mean, I hope people are watching, reading the comments. The comments are great, and thank you for sharing. Thanks for sharing, Barbara. Let's read the comments. You know, my youngest son is 17. He plays a sport. They'll probably make him take it. He wants to play a sport. He does because he's going to college on that sport. So we'll see. They may make him the time where I have to get it. I'm going to keep my doors open in my shop. We'll see. All right. So again, 6-card spread. Hey, Deb, don't laugh at me with my constant perpetual ban on Facebook. I think I'm on day 21. I still got like 3 weeks left. It's not good. And some Deb asked, like, why don't you just make a fake ID and then go around? I got like 5,000 people following me. I can't do it that way. And it gets confusing. I know lots of people have multiple accounts for that reason, but I can't. It's all right. I use thanks to China. She's an administrator on the Talisman page. I get to use hers just to. I don't do anything but the notice about the newsletter and the fair and these videos I get to do using that. I am saving up posts. My meme stash is harsh. Wait to see what's coming up. I'm gonna go big or go home as usual. So I got some good ones. And I am on MeWe. I really wish that would take off, and it just doesn't want to. It's one of those little engines that can't, you know. And you can't talk about MeWe on Facebook. You can't suggest to anybody that you go on MeWe because they will take that right down. You can't talk about anything else. Instagram and Facebook are actually linked, and they're trying very hard to move everyone over to Instagram. That's why this My Story thing on Facebook is just like Instagram. They're trying to teach everyone how to do that kind of quick. There's no real content on Instagram, you know? I know, right? I'm not getting banned for some little bullshit thing. Oh, no. Yeah. I'm getting banned for something big. Oh, come on. I know the Amish remark. I got banned for that one. You know? The Amish are terrible people. They are the biggest puppy millers in the country. They are disgusting. If you love animals, and it was over a post I had made about the Amish. And it was a factual post, what they do. They're terrible. And who cares? Not watching the computer anyway, right? Those weird ass non-electrified people. All right, fucking hate the Amish. And no one is telling on me. I don't have anybody ratting me out. I mean, that ban came so fast. Rockets leave the launch pad slower, you know? I'm like, bam, you are banned. Hate speech and bullying. You are banned. Inappropriate content. You are banned. Violent content. Like, dear God, they're punching Nazis in the throat. I talk about, you know, something stupid and you're going to ban me. Sure. So I'm up to. But yeah, check out MeWe. If you want, check out MeWe. I have hated the Amish for so long. I have hated them. I don't get, that's the word for it. They are ridiculously horrible people. That's just awful. And if you have never seen a puppy mill and what it looks like, and because they believe animals are livestock, and because they're Christian based, they believe that whole book of Genesis, where the dominion, and that's what pagans, you know, part company. You know, Christians, biblical, Bible-based Christians, which I thought was every Christian, but I don't know. I guess some don't read the Bible. I don't know. But it's God gave man dominion over the animals, and so that apparently is an excuse to treat them awful and you know, breed a dog till she's skin and bones, and you know, take the puppies away young and ship them out and whatever. You know, it's awful. You look at like what a Maltese puppy mill Maltese or a puppy mill poodle looks like. It's horrible. It's horrifying. And they live in cages. Their feet are all blistered, and You know, that cute little Maltese puppy or poodle puppy or whatever. It ain't looking so good for its mother. So they do like 3 litters a year. I know. It's ironic too, Erin, because they're always after me when I am on Facebook to advertise. They want to pay me to advertise on my live videos, and they want to pay me to. They're always like, give your friends stars and get money or do this and let us put out. I'm not. You're not going to advertise. I'm not going to want some control over what goes on my content. I've seen what you let advertise on Facebook, and they shake down people all the time. So, and a lot of Facebook ads use advertising pictures, like some of the really cool dresses and clothes you see on Facebook. That, wow, that's so pretty. They take those off other sites like Holy Clothing, for example, and they use them, and then that's not the dress you get when if you even get anything at all. A lot of times they don't exist. Hey Jenna, hey Tammy. All right, so I'm shuffling. Let's throw cards really quick. Tomorrow's fair. I have Red Goddess back in the shop. She does tarot and mediumship. I have Sherry, who's always popular, and Karn is in the shop, right? Yes, it's Karn, Red, and Sherry tomorrow, 12 to 6. All righty. I think Andrea's coming in on the 21st. Andrea's always popular. She comes in from Boston. If you want to see her, please. She's already halfway booked. So, yeah, Erin. You have had a bad week, huh? Oh, man. Oh, man. It's ridiculous. So we got to keep our sense of humor. That's why I share the funny, ridiculous things I do, because in between the environmental stuff I share and the political stuff I share, I do try to loosen it up. And of course, also, if you don't like the politics, I'll never post them on the Talisman and Cauldron page. So, Hey, Vanessa. This is the iced tea I drink. So this is the RX iced tea. It actually is like stress relief. It's full of B vitamins. I'm trying to think of the name of it, but it's in the iced tea aisle, in the big jugs of iced tea. I drink this stuff all the time. It's pretty good. Usually it also has honey and ginseng. Yeah, it has, Stacy. Yeah, it has. It's been a crazy ass summer. All right, let's start throwing cards. Hey, Elizabeth, look at you. No, you're just in time. I'm getting ready to start. And we're going to start with Aries. Okay, so 6 cards. And like I always say, if you read tarot, I'm going to tell you the cards I'm seeing here. Throw them at home, and see how you read them. Okay. So this is the spread. Let me see if I can do this without messing them up. This is the spread. Okay. Oh man, balls. Okay. Well, I gotta look at it first, though. That was stupid. I'm gonna try one more time. Okay. This is the spread here. See? 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the spread. So the first card up is for Aries, the Page of Cups. The next 2 cards are the Page of Coins reversed and the Tower reversed. The Hangman, the Ace of Cups, the 4 of Cups. So, yeah. Well, with Aries, a lot of it has been cross-watching too, okay. For Aries, it's been a lot of what you love to do, what you need to do. What you love to do, but you can't make money doing it. What you need to do that you make money, but you don't love doing it. That's been a big push me, pull me kind of thing for Aries for many weeks now. So here we have, the Page of Cups and the Page of Coins reversed Tower reversed. Some of you may have gotten something really disappointing, chaotic. You may have had to scrap something big. The tower is chaos that you're bringing. It's reversed. Tower upright is like, I always use the analogy of divorce. The tower upright is like being served divorce papers. The tower reversed is serving divorce papers. The energy, the outcome's the same. You're getting divorced, but it's very different to be served or do the serving. Okay, and in this case, it's reversed. So it's serving. It's someone saying, yeah, fuck it, this isn't going to work. This isn't going to pay off. I love it, but it's just not going to work. And a lot of people are coming to the conclusion, unfortunately, right now, where they've had the time, been out of work, the unemployment, and thought they would start businesses, and it's just not. You need too much time to really start a business. I didn't pay myself for 5 years. I'm in business for 14. So if you thought you were going to do it in 5 months, because you have a little extra money from unemployment, a lot of people are finding out, no, you can't support yourself with an Etsy store. Nope, you can't support yourself with doing readings. You can't, your benefits, whatever. You're not going to pay the rent. So I'm sadly, and I think Aries took this to heart in a big way. And of course, Aries does everything in a big way. If someone's going to drop a bomb, they're going to drop a nuclear bomb. But the good news is this: we have the Hangman and we have the Ace of Cups. So what you love, you love. You're not giving up on what you love. You're giving up maybe on the idea of making money doing what you love right now. I say that because we see the Page of Coins reversed, money not coming in. The Four of Cups, well, you're back to the drawing board. The Four of Cups, how am I going to make this happen? How can I make this work emotionally? How do I fix this? How do I fill this need I have to create, to give back, to do? It's all very emotional. There's a lot of cup cards here. Cups, cups, cups. And I'm glad the Hangman is there, because the Hangman reversed is wasting your time. I see a lot of times when it's someone's ending a marriage, that Hangman reversed comes up because you sort of go, oh my God, I wasted all this time, but it's not, it's upright. And in this deck, the Hangman upright is actually Christ on the cross. It's the idea of doing for others. It's the idea of delayed gratification. It's the idea of, I still have, unfortunately, to pay my dues for whatever horrible reason. I'm sorry for that. A lot of people have certainly feel like they've paid enough dues, and yet there it is. The hits keep coming, and in this case, Aries hits back. So Aries hits back. They're not passive. There's very few. I have yet to meet one. I'd like to, I guess, meet a passive Aries. I've met quiet Aries, and I've met very intelligent Aries. I haven't met many passive ones. You shove an Aries, they're shoving back. Scorpio is more strategic. Scorpio, you might shove an Aries, a Scorpio, they're going to back off a couple feet and just kind of measure it up, and then they're going to, like a surgeon, they're going to come at you, Aries, there's not a lot of surgical, it's just, you hit them, they're hitting back harder. I know. Stop, Vanessa. I know. Yeah, there are quiet Aries. There are quiet Aries. Like there's shy Leos. They're out there. There's talkative Tauruses. Not a lot of them, but they're out. There's Tauruses that love to travel. Not many, but some do. All right, that's Aries. And I guess because China's one of my two best friends, is actually. I really, she had a disappointment, and recently, and I feel very badly, and this actually weighs into that. So I'm good, Aries. Yeah, well, that's fine, Vanessa. That's fine. I am not a passive person myself. I'm not. I haven't seen that work out, mate. No, really, passivity doesn't work out. If you want to be Jesus and then be passive, that's fine. But even he got pissed off and Like this, what would Jesus do? Well, apparently tipping over tables and hitting people with a whip and screaming at them to get out of their father's house. This is one option if you're, so even he had his limits, right? So, all right. So now we're looking at Taurus. We have the Five of Cups reversed. We have the King of Coins reversed. We have the Nine of Wands reversed. The Empress, the Five of Wands, the Ten of Cups. Oh, so this honestly even looks like there's two separate issues here. Hey, Daddy. It seems like there's two separate issues here. So the first issue would be this idea of the Five of Cups moving on past disappointment. The Five of Cups is literally crying over spilt milk, but it's reversed. It's happened. It's spilled. I got to move forward. The King of Coins reversed. The Nine of Wands reversed. Again, we go back to money issues and how you move forward. How you move forward, waiting for financial. It's not happening right now. It's not loosening, and so it's moving forward without without everything in place financially. And Taurus is one sign that Taurus and Cancer, they need money in the bank to feel secure. Those are two signs that get real cagey. When they get down to their last $10,000, they're going broke. Aaron, that's because you're so teeny tiny, Aaron. You're little teeny tiny. So that's why no one listens to you. 5 feet tall. You're adorable. So there, I said it. She's my friend. She won't hit me. So anyway, not able to do what you want to do. The money isn't there yet. The Nine of Wands is not just being held back creatively. Just can't quite move forward. We see the Empress, the Five of Wands, and the Ten of Cups. So there's two issues here. There's this idea of can't move forward financially. The Empress is usually the matriarch, all right? Grandmother, mother, the matriarch of the family. The Five of Wands is the same debate. I don't want to say argument, but it can be. It can be the same fight over and over and over. Oh, hush up, faith. Yes. Only teeny tiny women. Another who's like 5 feet tall. I feel like a giant in my store sometimes. It's like, dear God, they barely call the countertop there. So cute. I'm 5'9", so I'm just, damn. Which isn't even that tall anymore, but it's still tall next to like 5 feet. And anyways, I digress. Getting back to Taurus, okay? The Empress, the Five of Wands, the Ten of Cups. Seems to be some debate over home. The Ten of Cups is home. Happy home, where you're going to live, what you're going to do, this idea of the matriarch. A lot of people, as I said earlier, bringing family members into the home. That was a big topic this week. Adding onto the house, building onto the house. That was, a big thing I heard over and over again. And given the political, the militant, and the ecological crisis, not a bad idea. Bring mom and dad home. Get the family together. This is a good time. Keep your family close. Get the grandkids in, the fold. If you can do it, do it. If you can do it and stay sane. And that's what I'm seeing here. It's this idea of I want to move forward. I want to, I have all the plans in place. The money haven't come in yet, and there's still some back and forth as to how it's going to be configured. It all centers around home and emotions. Okay, another big card, different than Aries, but not that different in terms of need to move forward, can't quite figure out how, and a lack of funding or lack of money is holding things up here. All right. But I do love ending with that Ten of Cups, because it is, at the end of the day, the feeling I get is you're wanted in the home, like the family wants to be together. It's just how they're going to be together. That's the challenge. How and how it's done financially. You buy a bigger house, you add on to the house, you move into the family home, it's a challenge. But It's always good to be wanted. It's always nice when families fight to be together. That's always going to make me happy, right? All right, Gemini. Gemini. We have the Nine of Coins reversed. We have the World. We have the Knight of Coins reversed. We have Justice reversed. Temperance reversed. Seven of Wands. All right. Well, the Nine of Coins reversed is, again, finances not panning out. The way these cards look to me, it looks like you're either being, well, the cards are suggesting you might want to look at getting training. This is the time now to get training, whether it's a certificate program, some supplemental education, because it looks like you may need to change careers. Either your business might be going out of business, might be downsizing, might be relocating, but you really do want to broaden your resume and your where you can go with your career, Gemini, because the world would suggest everything is changing. And that's the worst. You can do this, but if you need a certificate, if you need something to move, I'm not even saying go back to college, but if you need something to move you into that next area of your career, get it now. Now's the time. Now you have, the ability to do it. Like we always say, it's easier to get a job when you have a job. If you're working for a company that'll pay for your education or pay part of it, well, for God's sake, get it done. Sign up now, okay? Because there's a sense of things being off balance, not really fair, not you probably have an inkling of it. You might have heard some rumors, layoffs coming up. I don't see if you are hoping for promotion, I don't see it here. I'm not sure if you're in a growth industry right now. So for God's sake, get yourself in a position where you can jump ship and work someplace else, okay? That's what I have here for Gemini. It's just a heads up. And it looks like Gemini, you already know what's happening. But get ready. All right? Educate yourself. I'm just trying to see if there's anything. One more card. Five of Swords reversed. Five of Swords reversed is you need to ask professional help. Talk to a job coach. Talk to someone in the industry to give you some, where can you take your career? If you've got a major and a minor, look at your minor. Is there something you can do with that to grow your career, to grow your diversity? How diverse are you that you can go into many different jobs? Branch out. But talk to someone who is in your field and really know where the growth is and where the projected growth is. Okay? It's Gemini. Cancer. All right, Cancer. Excuse me. Okay, Cancer. We have the Ace of Wands reversed. Dear God, talk about a theme. We have the Knight of Cups. We have the Lovers. We have the Two of Swords reversed, the Fool, and the Eight of Swords reversed. Well, Cancer, this is really about relationship. No doubt about it. Lack of partnership. And the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Wands reversed is someone's not fulfilling their end of a bargain. You're not getting the support you thought you were going to have. Usually I would say it's at work, but in this case, I really do want to say it's at home. It has to do with relationship, the Lovers, and the Knight of Cups. You may be finding yourself with a co-parent who's not co-parenting. Okay, that could be part of it. It could be with the Two of Swords reversed. You've got to make it a hard decision, and a lot of people are making hard decisions. It's like in marriages or in relationships where the person is a terrible husband or a terrible partner, but a good father, and trying to weigh that out. The kid's attached to the partner, but you don't want to live with them anymore. And there's reasons to not do that. And I'll be honest with you, and there's no easy answer. Except that if someone's not a good partner or a good husband, and they usually ultimately, once you remove yourself from the equation, now the kid gets to be targeted. You're usually the one taking the brunt. And God, I had a tragic reading this week about that. So bad, like that. And often you got to worry about the person having custody of a kid or having that joint custody. So this is tough. This is tough for Cancer. But I'm seeing Cancer going off in a new direction. I really am. And it could be Cancer, you've met somebody new also. And this is just, this old way is not working for you anymore. This idea of I need support. If I'm going to be a single, if I'm going to feel like a single parent, I'm going to be single. That's the take on it here. And Cancer is saying, if you can't co-parent, you can't, be a partner, then I'll find someone who can, or I'll be alone. And that's tough for Cancer, because man, Cancer is all about family, the men and the women. That sign loves family, and Cancer men are generally really wonderful when it comes to their respect for women, and usually they're very close to their mothers, and they usually have respect. But in this case, and it could be the Cancer is tired of being the one giving, tired of being the one who comes through, and tired of being the, and I think Cancer is saying, I need a little more. And I'm taking my kid and I'm making a tough decision. Okay? That's what I'm seeing. And again, does that mean every Cancer is going through this? No, it does not. And what I'm seeing, though, is the end of anxiety. That Eight of Swords reversed is the end of anxiety. And you just can't live with the anxiety anymore. Can't live in the not knowing what the day is going to bring. But if you have a friend who's going through it, if you have a brother or a sister going through it, that's yeah, they should move forward. They should move forward. Life is too hard and life is too short to waste any more time with somebody who doesn't want to be a partner. Okay? Sweet God, these cards are killing me. Leo. All right, Leo. Yeah, back just edge of tragedy on every reading. There's like this little like, ugh. The Ten of Swords, first card up for Leo. The Queen of Cups reversed. The Three of Swords. Eight of Coins, Seven of Coins, Three of Coins. Like, I want to say Taurus. I think it was Taurus. It seems like there's two separate issues here. The first issue is Leo dealing with a broken heart. The Ten of Swords, which is just overweight, by your issues, by your problems, by the past, by troubles. Queen of Cups, depressed, sad, feeling you took advantage, being taken advantage of, and the Three of Swords, which is heartbreak. So that's a terrible thing. Again, not every Leo is feeling that way, but this is, a sense. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm just looking at Tiffany in regards to Cancer, but it could mean Tiffany, then it's time to maybe walk in a hard place, reverse, maybe a whole new direction. Maybe it's time to take things in a different direction. Okay. This idea of really being, I want to say past and past heartbreak, past sadness. It's not, you just can't get out of that loop, that memory loop that just plays over and over and over again. What's good is that Leo, like many of the earth signs, gets comfort from working. Leo of all the signs, I raised my kids with this mantra: success is the best revenge. You want revenge? Be successful. Let them see you shine, baby. And that's what Leo really lives by. They'll do their crying in private, but when they go out in public, their hair is done, their makeup's on, they're looking good. You would never know, right? Scorpio is like that too, by the way. Yeah, I'm Leo rising too, Tiana. Tiani, excuse me, I didn't need to mispronounce your name. So again, I'm looking at the 8 of coins. I'm looking at the 7 of coins. I'm looking at the 3 of coins, and that's exactly what Leo's doing. Leo is saying, you know what? This is shit, so I'm going to work, and I'm going to make money while I can. And it could be that, there isn't a relationship. It could be that things have fallen apart. It could be that it's sad, it's depressing, and you can't get past something. So you're just taking all that energy and just redirecting it. All right. And that's what Leo's doing. Just redirecting it. Can't have love, then have money. You know what? Aphrodite is in charge of both love and money. And then they are very closely aligned. When you're broke, it is very hard to find love. You attract a very low energy because there's a neediness. I always say if you want to do love magic or money magic, for God's sake, do money magic. Get yourself in a situation where you've got the confidence. There's something about going out and not sure you can afford to, you got to watch the menu and how much you can afford to buy and what. That's a weird energy. It's not a comfortable energy. It's almost a repellent in many cases. It's different than when you pull out your credit card with some confidence and say, I've got this, I'm good. I can take care of myself. That is very attractive. Success and confidence, very attractive. Leo knows that, so work on the success end of it. I happen to know a lot of Leos that are going through some broken-hearted stuff right now. So I'm sorry for that. And there's no cure for a broken heart. There's no stone. There's stuff there's stuff that can help minimize it and getting a good night's sleep and resting your mind so you're not honestly thinking about it like a needle in a groove there, and the record is just playing over and over. Move the needle and change up your routine. And if you say you can't, you can. Go to a different grocery store. Take a different way home from work. Change your routine. Don't get a haircut. Change it up. Change your hair color. Change your life. Change your hair. Change your life. But that truly, just take go to a different grocery store. Meet different people. Paint a room in your house. Go get a gallon of paint. Paint a room. All right. Paint is expensive, but go on the end caps there where they have the oopsie paint and Home Depot and just go and just see what they have there. I've a couple of times found really cool paint colors that I love. And they were like, they're a quarter the price because they're just trying to sell them to get rid of them. So I know budgets are tight, but I'm just saying. Think about painting a room and actually going from like start to finish, it just feels good. Feels fresh and clean, and usually you do some organizing and clean up a closet or two, and it feels good. Okay, looking at comments. Oh, see there, you got a Cancer who's ending a 37-year marriage. That's horrible. Oh boy. Wow. I'm sorry about that, Bridget. Okay. So where am I at now? Leo, I'm at Virgo, right? Tell me I'm at Virgo. Please tell me I'm at Virgo. Virgo. Leo, Virgo. Okay, Virgo. Virgo, I love this. 4 of Wands. Woohoo! Success at work. Happily working. We're working in a happy environment. Knight of Wands reversed. Man, workaholic. Everything is geared to almost tunnel vision. Just Queen of Swords, Queen of Wands, 3 of Cups reversed, Queen of Coins